Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Thomas in PA2066 today, 13th of June 2022. I would like to do a revision in that sense, all the videos I have done before on estate agency practice, or we have it called as real estate agency practice in full, which means the work and the career of registered estate agent. Let us drive our passion onto this subject today afternoon. Let me begin. Okay, welcome to my channel. I'm Thomas in PA2066. Today, 13th of June 2022. Really, what is estate agency practice? Agent, who are they or who they are? So this part I would like to emphasize that is an attempt to summarize feeling that I had or doing many times this topic before. So if you can see, I have done up to roughly this month, June 2022, from the early days, close to about 158 to 160 videos. So those are in colored boxes are related to the topic of estate agency practice. Definition of estate agency practice, exception to estate agency practice, why estate agency practice is regulated, and also becoming estate agent, well, IT in real estate, which is a topic that I deliver in the MIEA NCC course, negotiator certification course. Well, I also did some topic video on illegal versus legal agent, tenancy administration, why the illegal agents do not want to become legal. So certainly there are also law related amendment to the act, and then the issue of what is estate agency practice, part-time or full-time. And in the year 2021, I was in quarantine for over 2 weeks. I have completed about 22 chapters on estate agency practice as involving various stakeholders. So that is in the Find Way series. Find Way series, investing and selling of property. So today's the talk, I would prefer to make it simple. One is a lot of things to do with perception and feelings, because laws and all the regulations, I leave it to the earlier videos. If you are interested in the laws and the regulation, you can go to the previous videos. But today, this afternoon's discussion would be more on the passion and the direction, and also your career if you choose real estate agency practice as a career in your future undertaking. Let us maybe put more emphasis on this part, the practical part, rather than the theory or the technical part of the job. So in one word, if I were to ask you how do you summarize in one word what is estate agency practice, really we are just an advertiser. In one word is advertiser. Estate agency practice really is just an advertiser. But this advertiser advertises real estate and look for deals. So how do we put it? We put it as in the earlier days, from the beginning of advertisement, or putting up a sandwich man, they call it. This is a sandwich man, where they put up signboard and carrying this signboard walking in the street. So this is the core purpose of us estate agent, and we zoom into doing it for the real estate. So the job is of course now evolved to internet advertising from just the billboards, signboards, now to online way of advertisement. There are many types of advertisement online. Media use, in fact, using interactive ones, capturing data of customers, and also like a lot of platform, third-party platform, which the general public to look into real estate. Right, overview of the aspect of estate agent practice purpose is actually advertising, making known to the public, and then we talk about in this topic as in only one job. We want to get a prospect to come forward for a deal, and definitely the situation has come to this. Well, a lot of pictures and all the videos you can see highlighting how successful a real estate agent can be. This is $1 million round table This in the earlier days is insurance agent and multi-level marketing. But now, in the sense that we are looking at having this type of event also for real estate agents as they escalate to a club called the $1 million round table. Of course, this million means million in terms of their commission payout. So many deals, as you can see, they close many deals and make their successes. So anyway, what is the key impression the society has on real estate? In fact, you can look at it this way. Success in the sense that real estate is tagged to a lot of time, money, status, and a lot of greed also, in the sense people thinking that coming into real estate, you make a lot of money and you have a lot of, luxury and also living in the air, flying here and flying there. The status of a lot of our agents also attend to become Dato or Dato Sri or Tan Sri. So they attain good status in life. They have a lot of money to spare, and also they show off in the social media. And on the other hand, there will be group of people who take it as real estate as being greed, a lot of evil, and no need to do work, and money keep on coming in. Money will flow. So these are taken with a pinch of salt. If you are not in the industry, then you have to look at it from outside, and you probably think of it probably as a scam. So anyway, there are nothing coming free lunch. So there is a lot of risk involved. There can be involved situations, fallout between family members or friends, or even in the wrong decision of investment, loss of money, loss of whole life saving. So anyway, well, if you want to attend to the high level, well, is that your goal, or if it is a goal, then you set it as a goal in life, nothing wrong about it. It is your choice. So it's a choice of individual. How most agents are doing, in fact, I want to point to you that in real estate agency practice, a lot of time we see the conventional way, like direct method, means promoting it with using conventional method of banner, signboard, flyer, leaflet. E-advertisement also involved now with Facebook, social media marketplace advertisements. Well, we also use platforms which I named two here, and of course using all these messaging apps, chat. So these are WhatsApp and Telegram. Indirect way, and that indeed is recruitment of their juniors, recruitment of their followers. We call it referral or followers in the social media. So in the social media, you can see leads, the negotiator leads. They will do all sorts of advertisement to tie in for their people. So at the end, it is people's business, because the people who need the real estate, then they buy the real estate. And definitely people buying real estate is not a one day everyday thing, but it is a once in a lifetime issue. So a lot of time they only deal with people they can trust. So by doing referral and by doing recruitment, these methods that indirectly you gain the trust of the purchaser. Of course, there will be other methods used, which are like investor club, multi-level type of scheme, where referral would take some profit sharing. So these are get rich quick in that sense, quick for people to jump into the real estate, because they have a dream to make it big. So they will make it big by doing it this way. Well, in the market where you can see various suppliers and various outlets, how do you choose? Where do you go? It's a marketplace, which is a lot of time depending on choices of individual, right? In the case that the target audience and the type of people who can deal and who are ready to buy, who is your target Of course, these are young families, people who has a good job and settled down. They need a house, a roof. They need to build their family, and they are also investors. So these are the three major group of target, where a lot of sales can come from. So what are things that is required to entice to get these people to come forward? Then of course is your listing, your choices and your deals. Is your deal good enough, hot enough for them to come to you? So likely you can see during times of MCO, definitely not many people goes out for lunch or makan, and it is also the different period of the cycle of the economy where real estate can be affected So choosing a real estate career sometimes is affected by macroeconomic situation, like in the current state where the general economic situation is not favorable for people to borrow money and not able to repair so this is a big picture of looking at real estate. So understanding the problem, in fact, market is not a single outlet so if you have to look at your target audience, you have to be multi-targeted rather than just looking at one segment. Continual type of your effort and promotion to operate in new places and opening up new networks is important to gear to your success. The end issue is whether their choices, comparison and variety of your stock in the sense that your real estate listing is able to satisfy the end user or not, the people who wants to view and your list of available choices. So people are spoiled by choices now. So if you do not give good choices, it's hard for people to come forward to your store or to your outlet or to your platform to look at your display So look at this where a lot of stores are not ready, they are not operating. Of course there will be no customer So in the case that you are waiting for the customer, your place should be open with enough room, and there are factors like good listing so that customers would get in, and variety of listing, variety of location for people to have choices. So it is about market which has its own life. A lot of time this market also evolve over time. In the old days we probably only look at landed property, but now because we have so much of strata properties, a lot of potential buyers are looking at both landed as well as the strata units, and in the category of price range they may even consider buying strata now than the landed, which are overpriced. A lot of it are overpriced because of the scarcity of land in the town area. So there will be also competition among each other, among the negotiator, among different agency, and definitely it drum up the noise level, and it's good for business because there will be more choices for end customers, and end customers will come to a good agency with enough to view and select the best fit for them. Well, we are looking at the final three words, choices, comparison and variety. So a good way of looking at real estate is that these are growing. We are looking at growing numbers of different products, different comparisons and variety of different choices, platforms, and also different marketing channel. So you need a platform. So in the case of showcase your listings, your items, we are looking at this as essential way of promoting our listing in the future. So each and everyone should have their own platform, not just using a third-party platform, but your own platform to grow your business over time, because this platform will be giving variety, choices and comparison in the future. Of course, looking back in the old listing, you probably would tell that the old listing are cheaper, however the new listing are more expensive, and this is reflection of the timeline of the reason why products in the case of real estate would appreciate over years. So a good platform should give this type of comparison to end user, where they understand over time there will be changes in pricing, and they put in urgency for the person who uses the platform to realize that estate agents are not just baseless. They are not baseless. They have records and data to show the appreciation of gains over time. Well, we are looking at a so-called example of a negotiator, project sale, sub-sale, rental, residential, commercial. Right, 2 years in the job, and then you have another senior person, 5 years in the job. And the fact that is, well, how do you choose whereby you want to choose Wendy or you want to choose the senior guy? So in fact, I have this slide to put there. Why should I look for you? Dentist, usually you have two problems. You go to a dentist. You cannot do it yourself. Therefore, you go to a dentist. Doctor is also, I am feeling sick, and therefore I need a doctor. Pharmacist also, you need a prescription medicine. You need to go to a pharmacy, maybe speak to the pharmacist with a prescription. Lawyer, if you have a legal problem, you go to a lawyer. Accountant, you have to file in accounts, the certified financial statement, then you need to go to an accountant. So if you have tax problem or tax issue, then you need a tax agent. So what do you need of an estate agent? So if you are looking at my answer here, if I can sell my house or I can rent my own house, why should I need you estate agent? So this is part of question that I need to explain. Estate agency practice is not about forcing people to sell house where you can sell it yourself. You have all your rights to choose how do you want to sell it yourself. Estate agents are there to help when you are not able to, or you are maybe not in that area, location not suitable for you. You have no time to look at this particular traveling distance. Therefore, you give it to an estate agency firm to take care of that. So a lot of time people tend to misunderstand that, well, estate agent must get a job even though the owner is able to sell the house himself. So this is not true. Estate agent is there to help if you do not want or you cannot do it yourself. It's not for an estate agent to say that, well, you must give it to me because I am estate agent, you are not. It's not about that. The estate agent job is actually to offer his service and his experience if the owner and the condition of the owner that he prefer to give it to the estate agent to deal with his property rather than he himself dealing with it. So there are a lot of other reasons that he prefers an estate agent to take care of the property rather than himself. This is up to individual. It's not that it is uncommon to find that a lot of people put it as better to give it to the estate agency firm rather than doing it themselves. So there are reasons for that purpose, and there is a reason also for why estate agency must become independent as a profession rather than just simply today estate agent, tomorrow not. Because there is a lot of legal issues that is involved in this handling of property, and also there is a lot of money in the transaction that may be lost due to misappropriation of the money. So estate agents plays a role in this aspect rather than trying to get business just to become rich or just to become famous and popular. So market also changes over time. Property launches are different now. Property unsold overhang are more now. So these are all the reasons that developer themselves may not choose to do it. Focus onto timeline of project management. Also catch tight, especially in current state of property construction pricing supplies having problem. So therefore they will prefer to outsource the selling to the estate agency firms in the sense that they do not need to take up the salary cost of the staff. And doing that also in the recent years has become very effective as the estate agency firms are more database driven, so they are able to offer a variety of product for the end user rather than working to a single developer and restricting your choices only to one single development. and therefore this part is a evolution from the beginning where we only buy from one shop, and now we are buying from a supermarket as well as from a online system so this is market trend. Projects also have oversold and unsold units and these unsold units, the developer do not have the energy to put into it, so they give it all to estate agency firm to dispose of as a long-term plan. So these are things that I must highlight that agents are most crowded or congregated in the area of unsold units and also the standard deals. So new launches, developer on deals are usually more. They are concentrated by developer agents. Early bird deals and all these repeat customer of the developers usually are all by the developer database. So this yellow color circle, the whole business cycle, usually in the old days is taken by the developer. And only the unsold units and also the standard deals where standard deals are like customer who actually dispose of their property and looking for new property. So these are customer who already use the agency. So the agency become their bridge or their connection to the developer units. Of course, these are smaller number. So bigger numbers are the one who walk into developer showroom. New frontier that we are looking for in the aspect of estate agency. Do we have a new market segment, or are we empowered into looking at this new segment? So the quick tip I put here is social media platform. So I have developed a few social media platform like Info, My Real Property Online, contracttoyou.com. These are examples. How do we capture new market, going into new places where we are limited by space anyway on cyberspace? Then we can cross border as well as going into a different geographical region. Of course, this is a technical related area where if you are able to do websites and do platforms, you would prefer to use the lowest cost of going into a new market. So there are high barrier because technically you need to know how to do it, but then you can sustain longer because these things will register user over time, and definitely there is no time limit for a website where you just keep on building over years. There are key advantages. Why is it a good career to look at? Good in the sense that estate agency is actually a regulated profession. There is a regulation for it now, the Valuer Appraiser Estate Agent and Property Managers Act 1981. So this puts a barrier for all the competition now. So high barrier if you are a REA, you are a registered estate agent, because it is hard to become a registered estate agent. It's not just sitting there listening to 2-day seminar, then you become a registered estate agent. So it takes years, can be even up to 7, 8 to 9 years to become a registered estate agent. So if you already have become one, then you are able to protect yourself from all these entries by the competitor. And registered estate agency firms are not many in some outskirt places because well, number one, it's hard to become a registered estate agent. Number two is because it is a profession where the old ones, the seniors are retiring, but the juniors are not taking up in the numbers that is expected. Also, we have 1981, the law, 1985 being enforced for estate agency, and the one that is 1985 until now is close to 70, 80 years old, some of them. So many of these people are already retired or no more. So the newcomers need to take over them. So there are not many newcomers taking over. So there is a vacuum in some places. That's good for the newcomers in those areas. Real estate is a business that is long term, and it is a real need because it cannot be replaced also by another product. Like you probably say that, well, so those days the top rated TVs now is replaced by LCD and all the flat screen TV, smart TV. The real estate cannot be replaced because real needs, you need a shelter, and there is no replacement for space. You cannot build a space without having land or without having a space. This definitely because of this scarcity and less and less availability of the space, value will grow over time also. By going into this practice means that the value of this good practice will increase over years. You would also gain in capital as well as in revenue. So if you yourself becomes investor, then you can earn your disposal. When you dispose of the property, you gain, or you are able to rent out your property, then you have the rental income. And this is an unending growing demand as population grow, urbanization happening in big cities. People are crowded in the big city. They need a roof over their head. So there is no substitute in a sense and irreplaceable. You cannot replace one property with another property because it is a location. It is not a me too. You cannot buy a computer and replace one computer by another computer. Here in the house, you not likely will go and bulldoze the house down and then build a new house. So you cannot replace this particular real estate just like buying a TV over another old TV. Chuck away old TV, buy a new TV. You would not likely do so for real estate. So because of that, then the real estate actually needs to handle with care, and over time even maintenance and downstream businesses. We have also one very important issue of platform, whereby a platform can be the double-edged sword. It can be a good opportunity because you are able to promote your deals to more people, but on the other hand, there will be more competing platforms to this profession. There are also other disadvantages. Of course, I want to highlight here. Estate agency practice is actually limited in ability, not as much as things which can be duplicated. So you cannot duplicate for policy, insurance policy to another policy holder. So you can sell one property to one potential client, but you cannot sell one property to multiple number of potential client. In other businesses like mutual fund, in mutual fund or in insurance, you can actually sell the same policy or same fund to multiple target audience. So this is not possible with real estate. So this is a limitation. It's also location limited because it is a case when you are looking at a single bungalow house. The single bungalow house located at a certain location cannot be, moved to another place because that is the real location. The real estate is limited by geographical location. So a buyer who is interested in the house must be able to accept that location, or else he will not want to buy a house that is not convenient to him. And usually you cannot do real estate as a career for repeat sales. Very hard to do a repeat sales unless it is a different person from the same family. So you are looking at one person buying a house, probably paying off the house in a lifetime, not likely going to repeat the buying again. You are looking at this sort of situation. Therefore, there will be an ending issue. If he is happy with the house, you will be happy for one whole lifetime. But if he's unhappy with the house, you will be the person he blames for the rest of his life. So this is also disadvantage because it is an ending issue, and you have to keep on having to attend. Like in the case of tenancy, when you rent your place to a tenant and the tenant gives trouble, then you have to help the landlord to look after this tenant, chasing him for payment throughout his tenancy. So this is a disadvantage for the profession if you cannot handle this type of stress. And of course, there are a lot of negotiators, and we come to the part here. We are looking at very low barrier. If you are a negotiator, to able to fence off your competitor. If you are a negotiator, every month there will be hundreds and hundreds of new negotiators coming into the job. And it is definitely a tough time for you to show that you are better than them. Keep on doing your job better than them. And usually, if you don't want to be a negotiator uh, for whole life, you will want to become a registered estate agent. Then you take ages to qualify, to pass exam, and to sit for the test of professional competence, which is queuing up. There will be also reasons of sales and marketing, where real estate is not like something you can simply claim to be very marketable, because it is built of the physical look. So you cannot be simply saying things that is not right. You cannot be painting a wrong picture, because that would be misrepresentation. It's not like selling maybe a policy, insurance policy, or selling fund, whereby you can in a abstract way try to market it in a better potential gain. So here you are looking at real estate, which is physical form. If you do not bring the customer there, then he will not trust whatever you say. You will just have to look at the place first, and later on there are some layer of camouflaging or some layer of cosmetic sales talk, but it is not as much as product which is intangible. And the good and the bad also comes from the online system, where well, you have a lot of competitor. You have simply other people who claim themselves as gurus on the internet. So it is hard to sometimes fence yourself from all these disruption and disturbances. So at the end, various interpretation of successes in real estate. What do you want? It's your choice. What are the potential successes of a real estate person? Normally, there are these few parts that I want to highlight for estate agency practice career. So from a good perspective of looking at career, a career should be able to begin with learning until you own the business and even franchise the business. For example, if you are a registered estate agent, you have gone through all these 6 phases. But if there are other career which you may not be able to go through these 6 phases, for the reason that such career doesn't have a regulation to protect it. So normally a doctor and say dentist, it will be hard to do autopilot or do franchising, because the career itself is regulated in the sense that he has to do the job himself. He has to operate on the patient. He has to see the patient himself. He cannot ask the junior to do it. The other system is like when you are an educator, doctor, educator, become a lecturer, you actually have a longer potential to do a business where you can train your junior doctors and become autopilot, to become teacher, to teach, and then to sell your books or sell your online videos. So that part it becomes autopilot and franchise. So I give that example here for employed and paid labor, slowly working to become a senior position but still employed. And this profession gives you the chance to become a qualified owner of the agency. So this qualified owner of the agency is like you are a doctor who owns a clinic, or you are a registered estate agent owning your own agency. So this agency over years would advance to become maybe a bigger agency or a partnership. And in the time when it becomes well known, then you can even franchise or do your group by selling your franchise to the younger agents to come out to join you to become the bigger group. So junior negotiator become a negotiator, become senior negotiator, and after that, if qualified, then become a registered estate agent, and agent working with other agents and using platforms to grow the business. So it comes from the apprenticeship learning phase to become an entrepreneur, and after that become an automated. That means you are really building an organization that actually works on its own. It has a way of system to capitalize on its future businesses. So turn it into income growth. If you are looking at income growth from the negotiator, then it will have a profit sharing with the agency. So the agency over years would accumulate more agents and more number of estate negotiators, real estate negotiators, and eventually grow with the platform. And this platform would make it almost the sky is the ceiling. So the platform can grow this business, in fact, into a network of agencies. So this is the way that the profession of estate agency should correctly be positioned. Of course, there are some who just stay back and maybe become a retail estate agent, a small scale estate agent, and not going into big scale network. So there are personal choice, of course, of the individual person. So my conclusion this afternoon is what is a career in estate agency practice? We went through core purpose of estate agency practice as an advertiser. What we do as an advertiser, what actually are we trying to get? We advertise to get people to come forward to close a deal. What society has put us in the estate agency practice as sometimes even scam to look at us as in the greedy negative connotation. But of course we should respect our profession. We also look at the part where last time how do we do it, now how do we do it, and what are the future potential of ICT, definitely digital ways of doing estate agency practice, the advantages and the disadvantages of the estate agency practice career. We look at also the impact in the future, all this competition that we are looking at estate agency would face in the future. At the end, we need to differentiate ourselves and become a tech agent where we use technology to help us to achieve our goals. So it's a career growth over years, and it will be good for us to look at using network as well as a platform to enhance our ability to service the client. Thank you very much. I'm Thomasin PA2066. This is my mobile number in display. I have a few websites for purpose of helping estate agency practitioner as well as other agents. Findware.info is actually a linking advertising website for agents. These agents includes other types of fund agents, insurance agents, car agents, and also all the various repair people, people in the property management area. My Real Property Online is my website for collection of my videos and some of my listings. Contract2you.com is a research area where I put comparative index ranking. You can rank property by comparative index. EstateAgentExam.com is a website for the study of diploma in estate agency examination by the Board of Valuer, Appraiser, Estate Agent and Property Managers. This examination can qualify a person to be a registered probationary estate agent and subsequently passing the interview become a registered estate agent. And last but not least, Abacus Real Estate.fund is a sample website for a small scale retail agency. Thank you very much for following up my video. Thank you very much.